right, so let's get started. Welcome to the Create the Future That You Want to Face seminar. Here we talk about energy, and we talk about how to use that energy to not only create the life that you want, but the future that you want to face. But before we go in and talk about all the great stuff that I have prepared for you today, including the fabulous new frequency tool that I have developed using the works of Einstein, Max Planck, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Tesla, all people who have worked with energy. And I'm also a psychology professor. I've taught psychology for a very long time. I've also done a lot of counseling. And after 10 years of people sitting on the couch and not getting any better, okay, I realized that psychology is not the answer. Okay, so we needed to try new things to move people to heal and to be able to actually help themselves to have a beautiful future. So before we begin, let me just say that I am a published author. I've written 4 books now. I just got back from Peru. I just did an international event, and I do a lot of inspirational, motivational speaking. My personal goal is to serve the source consciousness. And if any of you want to buy my book, absolutely, www.annaharvey.com. It's ANAHARVEY.com. And that'll be great if you buy the book, because it will really help you to really increase your personal vibrational frequencies. And we're going to talk a lot about that in greater detail so that you know what I mean when I say that, okay? But my purpose is not so much selling the books, although they will help you, but it's to increase the collective consciousness of the planet, one person at a time. If you can teach people how to actually raise your vibrational frequency to a higher plateau, you really can achieve all of the things that Einstein and Max Planck and Tesla had talked about. You know, don't forget that Max Planck, come on in. Max Planck was a nuclear physicist. Okay, he was a hardcore atheist, hardcore, did not believe in God. In fact, he actually went out of his way to disprove that there was a God. He, as you know, like I just said, was a nuclear physicist. He split the atom down to nothing, hoping that that would prove that there is nothing beyond science. But he was widely shocked when he had completed his experiments, and after he split the atom down to nothing, which is the smallest unit, he found out that there is a consciousness in science. He called that consciousness not God, but the source of all that is. And he actually went one step further, which really shocked the world. He actually contended and asserted that not only is there a source consciousness, but that source consciousness that created the universe and all of us is us. And that we can use the same energy that Max Planck had, that the universal source, God had used. We can use that same energy to create our life, to create the future that we want to face, okay? So today we're going to get some fascinating stuff. We're going to talk about vibrational frequency and how to raise that. So let's move on. Okay. In order to understand energy, we have to find out where we are currently vibrating. The universal signature, which is everybody's blueprint, consists of the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual consciousness field. That collective consciousness is our vibrational signature. And that vibrational signature determines the kind of life experiences that we have. The thoughts that you have in your mind transform, activate the images in your mind, which activate your feelings. So the alignment of thoughts, images in the mind, and feelings in alignment will raise or decrease your vibrational frequency. What you think about expands. What you think about, you become. Whether you know it or not, subconsciously, you are creating every minute of your life through the power of your thoughts. If you think that you can't do it, if you think that you cannot achieve it, trust me, you can't do it and you cannot achieve it. Because the universal source, the universal energy only responds to frequencies. It's a completely impartial. It doesn't like or not like you. It only responds to frequencies. So if you think you can't do something, the universe will deliver that. Okay, you will not be able to do that because you will not be able to raise yourself to an area where you are connecting with the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and the law of frequency, which are the 3 laws of physics that I have combined with psychology to assess your personal vibrational frequency. It's just basic science. Tesla, Max Planck, Einstein all have proven that if you use energy wisely, you can create anything in your life if you are aligned with it. Okay? So, before we continue, I would like everyone to smile. Just smile. Beautiful. I love that smile. All teeth. Love it. When you smile, do you have an unburdened smile? Is it reaching your eyes? Or is it just a facade? Because it's so important, the universe will deliver to you not what you want, it delivers to you who you are. Again, it only responds to frequencies. So if you're smiling, but the smile is not reaching your eyes, you're not feeling that joy, you're not feeling that happiness, that fulfillment, trust me, the universe knows this. And what is it going to deliver to you? Unfulfillment, sadness, despair even. And people get trapped in that, especially people who are high-functioning depression people. Those people smile, they move on with their life, they go to work, they do a fabulous job only to come home and suffocate and die inside because it's just a facade. So today, a little bit later on in the program, we are actually going to assess our personal vibrational frequencies and see where we're actually vibrating. So now that we've checked our smile, okay, and I saw a lot of great smiles, so I don't think that's a big problem here. When you go through your day and you are smiling at someone or even smiling to yourself, make sure you check in with yourself. Check in with your thoughts. Check in with your emotions. Consciously check in with your emotions. When you are feeling or there's some discord in your life, stop. Stop for a moment and check in with your thoughts. Why am I feeling this way? This isn't worthy of me. I now know that thoughts activate images which trigger feelings, and before I know it, I will not have a great day and I'm going to attract to my life things that I don't want instead of things that I do want. So check in with yourself. Self-talk is very important. Talk to yourself. Absolutely talk to yourself. Like I mentioned, frequency cannot be fooled. Energy knows it's authentic. It only responds to your vibrational frequency in your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual consciousness fields. Collectively, that is your overall vibrational signature, okay? And that signature, where you are vibrating, in other words, if you are mentally logical, you're analytical, you can reason well, but you're emotionally immature, you're out of alignment. You're still not going to vibrate where you need to be. So you always need to ensure that you are vibrating at the highest frequency possible. You all received a sheet, okay? You can take out that sheet and I'll go over it very quickly here. This is the LEP frequency tool, which was created through psychology and science. Thoughts transform to images, images activate feelings, feelings activate the 4 vibrational fields, okay? Vibrational fields consist of the lack and survival state. So if you are in a low vibrational frequency, if you cannot let go of the baggage in your life, and by the way, the 2 highest keys of lowest frequency that are going to trap you in a life of misery is regret and guilt. Not sadness, it's regret and guilt. Get off that loop of constant regret. People live in regret for decades, and it's affecting their everyday life. There is nothing that you can do to change what has happened in the past. but you can move forward by releasing that baggage. Hugely important. Guilt and regret will keep you trapped in lower energies until you die. You must make the choice. And the choice is to come from a higher perspective. And how do you raise your vibrational frequency to get out of that? Forgiveness, yourself and others. And always understand that you're 100% energy. You can't ever die. You could only transform to another spiritual reality. And this life was really meant for you to enjoy, not for you to suffer. This life was meant for you to have fun, learn, evolve. You have to make mistakes. If your life was always perfect, how would you even experience any other of the emotions that we are so fortunate to have the opportunity to experience? Look at life and every discord that comes into your world as an opportunity to learn something from that. It is an opportunity for you to grow. It is an opportunity for you to explore different aspects of yourself, to heal. There's no such thing as a bad thing. It's only in your perception. You may look at it as something negative, but look at it through the opportunity point of view. And always remember, if it came to you, you created it in some form, and that energy is coming back to you. And by the way, when karma gets equaled, or that energy comes back to you, many people say, well, yeah, but you know, let's say you had a fight with your husband or spouse or somebody in the morning, and you go to work and you're having issues there. Like, I just came to work. What's going on? Why am I having issues here? It's energy. The energy, the signals that you put out swirl in the universe because you're 100% energy, and that energy comes right back to you. Okay? It doesn't have to come back from that same person. If you wronged someone, that energy does not have to equal from that person. But that energy will swirl, find the right moment, and come back, and that karma will be equal. You will feel the impact of everything that you've ever done in your life, okay, because of the signal transmission and how the law of attraction attracts. But just because you feel the impact, all that means is that gives you an opportunity to grow, learn, and be a better person. Do not stay stuck in the lack and survival stage. Depression, despair, anguish, anxiety, that's all you're going to get there. Lack and survival is only the cause and effect. That's all you know. You react instead of responding because you're only aligned with lack and survival. You're surviving through life. You're not enjoying life. So in order to move to the next category of dedication consciousness, which talks about how to frame your thoughts, it talks about how to change the images in your mind so that you can have better feelings through forgiveness, not only of others, but of yourself. It is much easier to forgive others than it is to forgive yourself. But if you want to move to a higher frequency and open up the sky, open up the universe to grant you beautiful things and everything that you desire, you have to forgive yourself completely. Know that you're human, you are meant to make mistakes, and not only will you make that mistake, but you'll continue to make mistakes because you're a human being. Okay? If you were perfect, you wouldn't be down here trying to learn the lessons of evolvement, of expansion. So let go of all regret, let go of all guilt, compassion for yourself, kindness, forgiveness will elevate you to the next consciousness field, which is dedication. And in the dedication consciousness, you have fully understood that in a lack and survival stage, if you're perpetually are stuck and cannot